motivating and empowering you into action. This is Warriors Talk with your host, Lady ReShell.
Hello, hello. Welcome to Warriors Talk with author and founder Lady ReShell, where we move away from awareness towards action. It's Relationship Monday, and our topic for today is signs they are wasting your time. We are live on Intellectual Radio. We just heard from the Drive at 5 with Roman. Keep it locked right here on Intellectual Radio and allow us to feed your brain. On the last episode of Warriors Talk, Dr. Michelle Meeks and I discussed the impacts of cancer treatments on your heart. Head on over to YouTube and type in Intellectual Radio. Stay connected for any episodes you may have missed. The quote of the day is, if you want to know more about someone's intention, watch their actions, not their words. The registration for NBCC's 2025 Advocate Leadership Summit is now open. You can join us at the Park Hyatt Hotel in Washington, D.C., May 3rd through the 5th for an exciting weekend, followed by Lobby Day on Capitol Hill on May 6th. The summit prepares advocates for a meaningful seat at the table wherever breast cancer decisions are being made. Today is the last day that you can apply for scholarships. So go to stopbreastcancer.org and apply for Lobby Day and the scholarships. Also coming up is Project Lead. And Project Lead is scientific behind cancer research. So those of you who want to have a seat at the table, who wants to end breast cancer just like NBC does, and you are from a breast cancer organization and you have a connection to breast cancer, then we want you to meet us at Project Lead. And Project Lead is taking place July 27th through August the 1st, that is. And it's going to be in La Jolla, California. And you're going to be there for an entire week. Registration is free, so you don't have to pay anything. You don't have to pay anything. And tuition is free. They also are going to give you your meals for free, and you're going to be there learning all about the science of cancer. Scholarships are available. Application deadline is going to be April 25th. Go to stopbreastcancer.org for more information. We are so grateful for our sponsor today. We have Pastor Michael Richardson with the Emmanuel Church of God in Christ, who has a special message for us.
Greetings, I am Pastor Michael Richardson.
And I am First Lady Anastasia Richardson from the Emmanuel Church of God in Christ. We're located at 3058 West Van Buren in Chicago, Illinois. We are building upon a solid foundation.
And we're inviting you to join us every Sunday morning on Facebook Live at Emmanuel Kojic at 10:15 Central Standard Time. And you can also view our videos on our YouTube channel at Emmanuel Kojic-MR. Once again, this is Pastor Michael Richardson
and First Lady Anastasia Richardson. And we're from the Emmanuel Church of God in Christ. We are building upon a solid foundation.
If you are tuned in on any form of social media, like the show, share the show, and invite someone else in on the show that you feel may benefit from this valuable information. Co-hosting with me today is none other than the cancer activist, motivational speaker, and the founder of the Gal Foundation, Rizal Gilmore, aka The Biz. Hey, Rizal.
Hey, Lady ReShell. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm excited about this conversation.
I'm excited every time we get a chance to do this show. I love doing this show with you for all these years, and I hope it just continues.
Yes, we've been doing it for a long time now. I don't think people realize how long we actually been doing the show.
Yeah, even just thinking back, like, wow, that's a lot of time. That's a lot of shows. And it's funny that our show is about time today, but I'm just sitting here thinking about it. Like, we're already 3 years into the new year. In another 3 months, the kids will be out of school, which means now we're halfway through the year already. We'll be saying happy Thanksgiving and all of that stuff right before you know it. The time is going by fast.
I just want to enjoy the summer, the spring, and then the summer and Just want to have my toes out, no coats, no hat. Like, I'm ready for that.
Well, I told you where you need to come to do all of that.
I don't know, because Florida, y'all, is it hurricanes down in Florida? Y'all be having hurricanes?
No difference than when blizzards be hitting up there. No difference.
Used to the blizzards, I guess. I'm used to it. So our topic today is signs they are wasting your time. And I was trying to think back. I've always tried to think back to examples that I could use of a time that I felt like somebody was wasting my time. And normally, when I feel like somebody's wasting my time, I will cut the relationship or whatever it is short. Like I learn how to fall back, quietly just remove myself, and then I'm out of there. That's the older me. The younger me will just tell you everything about what's happening. Like, I don't like the way this is happening. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. The older me is like, you're old enough to know what's not happening. So let me just remove myself.
This is going to be juicy today. Let me sit up, get back, get myself comfortable.
So signs are wasting your time. Number one, they're inconsistent with their actions and their words. Nothing is lining up. They say
True.
one, they do another.
I can agree with that one. I always say, if you want me in your life, put me there. So your words mean nothing, but if you put me there, then obviously your action is speaking louder than your words.
Yep, and your actions can speak very loud. Number two is the lack of effort or commitment. They not put no effort into the relationship, like none. The only effort they put in was the effort to secure you, and then after they got you, it's like they don't invest no time, no energy into the relationship.
Actually, not even secure, because I'm sitting here thinking I had two females where I was wasting my time, and only to come to find out that they just wasn't attracted to me. If that was the case, you should have told me that beforehand, before I start putting in this effort, thinking that we're going somewhere, thinking that things are happening, and we're doing X, Y, and Z, and I'm buying you gifts, and I'm trying to show you, I'm trying to win you. Yeah, you should have told me that from like the rip. Total waste of time there. But I always have a rebuttal when it comes to wasting time. Sometimes it's not about time, it's about positioning. Sometimes you have to go through something to get through something. That put me in the position of knowing better, of knowing what I wanted and what I didn't want. So I don't look at it as wasting time, because everything it will tell a story later on. So now the one person, the girl Karma, came and got her because she's not doing well, and I wish her the best. But you shouldn't treat people like that. If you're not interested, don't waste their time.
I believe people do wish they do waste your time, and I believe they know that they're wasting your time. It's like I feel like sometimes I say people are cowards because they know how they feel, but they don't say how they feel, and they feel like, oh, I don't want to hurt that person's feelings, like, so they try to coddle you and not say anything while you're doing all this extra stuff. No, no, put your big boy drawers on and say how you feel. But sometimes people benefit. They're getting some type of benefits from you. So in order for them not to lose those benefits, they will hang on to you or string you along.
Oh yeah, they have to hold on. Absolutely true. They don't want to lose the gifts, the giving, the kindness. They don't want to lose all of that. So they'll just keep playing with your emotions and holding out, their true feelings from you. But that's the problem with today. Everybody want to keep it 100, but nobody's really keeping it real, because if we kept it real, we wouldn't be in a lot of these situations that we're in. Nobody can handle the truth. They want the truth, but they can't handle the truth. You be truthful nowadays, everybody want to catch your attitude and be upset. But I gave you, my truthful opinion, my honest answer of how I'm feeling or what I'm dealing with or whatever the case is. Nobody don't want to hear that.
Yes, they do. That's not your choice to make, to say if somebody wants to hear the truth or not. You just state your truth, and if they can handle it, they can. If they can't, they can't. Cadillac said it's bad if they know that they're wasting their time. Some people know their time, and they just
You know, I think it's a feeling that comes over you that like, I don't feel good here. Something feels very uneasy. I don't like how this is going. You know that feeling, like it's that intuition. Something is just not right. You're doing X, Y, and Z, and it's not being reciprocated to you. That's when you got to call a timeout, run over to the coach's bench, the Bible, and see what's going on and what's what, because it's just not right. Something is there that's not being told.
I agree with the timeout, and sometimes we don't want to be alone or lonely, so we tend not to take that time out. Kenya says, but we should be able to tell if a person is leading us on or not. At this big old age, yeah, we should. You should, and you should feel confident enough to walk away if it's not serving you.
I don't know, King. We got some good actors out there. I'm telling you, the Oscar Awards was last night. I got a couple Oscars that I could give a couple females myself.
I agree with Kenya. She said, this, I don't know. She said, I do know I have a lot of males in her family, and men will tell you exactly what they want, but women, we don't listen. We don't listen. They up front, they could be like, you could be like, oh, you want a relationship? They'd be like, no, I don't want a relationship. I'm just out here. If you want to hang around, you can. And you'd be like, oh, but I want a relationship. Like, I don't. And some women will hang in there thinking they're going to change this man's mind, do all of these little tricks and whatever. And 2, 3, 4 years later, you want to have this conversation and confront him and give him an ultimatum. He like, I told you 4 years ago that I did not want a relationship.
Mm-hmm. And that do happen. That does happen. And it's always the case. The woman is always trying to change the man. If you have to change him, that's not the man for you. Find you the man who has everything, who checks off your list. We have talked about this list many times on the show. Find a man who checks off your list, who dots your I's and cross your T's and have everything that you want. You go in there trying to put something that don't fit, that's not going to work out, and you're going to have issues and problems. So right there alone, stop trying to change him.
Kelleck says, but I guess you think it might change, or sometimes it don't.
Right? What have I always said on the show? A man is going to change for the right woman.
Number 3, signs they are wasting your time. Excuses over actions. They're going to continue to make excuses. They're going to always promise to do better. Oh, I'm going to do better, but they're going to give you a long list of things that they're going to do, and they're not going to follow through. None of it. It's going to be stressing yourself out, losing hair, gaining weight, losing sleep, because they're talking to everybody about what's happening because this person is not doing what they promised they would do.
I can relate. Look, hair gone, belly big, all these different things. I can relate. Yep. Stressing me out. Look, beard unturned white now. I'm looking like Papa Smurf. Yeah. Excuses over actions. Stop letting them make excuses and pulling you along that it's going to get better, knowing that it's not going to get better. And it might, I can't say everybody. There's ooh, I got to think of a percentage on that one where it might be better, get better for you. Hmm. I'll come back to that one.
Number 4, the signs that you are wasting your time. You always feel drained. You never feel uplifted. I don't care what's going on in a relationship. When you walk away, when you go home, when you close your eyes at night, you're going to feel like you're carrying all the weight by yourself. And you probably are.
Yep. I just got in from work. You have nothing that's trying to relax me, or nothing is ready. I still got to fend for myself out here in these streets, in this house, and I got to come home to this. I'm tired. I'm dealt with an 8-hour shift or 12-hour shift or whatever the case. You don't encourage me. It's just all about all about you. Somebody's knocking. So yes, I'm going to feel drained and not uplifted. I'm putting way too much.
I think sometimes you feel like also you're walking on eggshells because you don't know what's happening. So you just like, ooh, okay, is this going to be the day? Are they going to decide they don't want to be here because their actions is showing that? So you kind of like walking on eggshells with every encounter. You know?
Well, that you know what? That's part of the thing too. Is you're putting more the effort into them than they're putting into you, and you're going to feel like anything that you say could be held against you in the court of law of them, because these days you don't know what you're going to get from them or what type of mood they're in. And here you are being your jolly old self, and they're just like, that's definitely draining, and it's also a turn off. So at that point, you should realize, like, nah, I think I need to search out other options or something by that time. No intentions or future plans. Yep. Yep. They're not including you in things. It's, I got to do this. If I got, there's no togetherness. We can have uniqueness, but we also need some togetherness in this situation. Whatever it is you do, that's going to identify you. What I do is going to identify me. But we need to come together and make plans together. So we are following goals and staying on the path of whatever it is that God has us going. Order our footsteps and direct our path.
Yep. You nowhere in the future plans. It's always when they talk, they say me. They never say we. It's like, oh, I am going to do this, but they don't include you in it. And if you hear this talking, common sense would tell you either stop them in their tracks and be like, hey, okay, where do I fit in this plan that you doing? Um, they may tell you the truth, they may not, but use your common sense if that's what you keep hearing them say. Number 6, only reach out when they need something. They not they not con- they not trying to contact you for anything else. It's always what's convenient for them, but it's a never a mutual effort.
That's a big sign right there. That is the largest red flag right there that you possibly ever can see, even if you don't see the other signs. That right there is the largest red flag of them all. They only call you when they need something. I don't hear from you any other time. Nope, nope, and nope. Mm-mm. Eh.
I would say try to go a couple of days without calling them, like 2 3 days, and see if they reach out, just to give them a chance to see if they're gonna be like, hey, what's up? Which they probably won't. They may be like, good. I don't have to. I'm done with that. I didn't have to break off that. Like, Sometimes they throw the ball.
So after 2 or 3 days, you are probably on the do not answer list. I am entertaining my other options now. I have moved on and I am not thinking about you because you are draining me, you are breaking me, and you are pulling me down. So there's no reason to even talk to you, be bothered by you, or try to have anything and move on with you. I'm trying to move on from my move on. So
They keep you guessing.
mm-mm, I ain't guessing. You either going to love me or leave me alone.
They hot and cold. They hot 1 minute, cold the next minute, and you have no idea where you guys stand. Every time you bring it up, they somehow get off the subject and never answer.
Nope. Nope. I need some stability. I need answers and I need clarity. You're not going to keep doing this to me. And I don't know what we're doing and how we're going to get there to do it. No, 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 and no. That doesn't work for, I'm sorry, that doesn't work for me. I need to know. Either you're in the car, you're out the car.
You can't have one foot in and one foot out. Like
You can't have one foot in, one foot out, unless you're driving a Jeep. You can do that with a Jeep.
number 8, you're the only one trying. They're not putting zero effort into this. Like I said, if you stop calling, if you stop making plans, would the relationship continue? Would they reach out? Would they be concerned? Like, oh, I wonder did something happen to that person? Like, did they get into an accident? Are they sick? Like,
You know good and well, if you haven't heard from a person about 3, 4 days and y'all was coasting along, something is definitely up. Something is going on. You may have your thoughts about it, but I always say don't go there just assuming. You can ask the person or get some solid proof. Until you get then, just let it be. Just move on from that. Now, unless they come back around and they're the one who's trying and they give you, you feel in your heart that you should give this person, another try or chance, then that's on you. But fool me once, shame on them. Fool me twice, shame on you.
Kelly said they doing now.
Yep, exactly.
Whatever that is. I remember back in the day when I dated this guy, and we was hanging like maybe 3-4 times a week, just hanging out. And then I didn't hear from him for like a couple of days, more than a couple. I'm like, and I'm calling his phone, and it's just going to voicemail. I'm like, okay, this is weird. So I was like, okay, I ain't gonna call him no more because evidently he don't want to be bothered. And I think it might have been like a week that passed, and he ended up calling me, and I'm like, dude, what's going on? He was like, oh, I was in jail. I was like, I'm gonna need to see some paperwork, okay? Because if you in jail, they gonna give you some type of paperwork when you release to show you got another court date coming up or something. I need to see some paperwork that align with the dates that you said that you were there. And he did produce the paperwork, but it was the fact that I guess I wasn't on his list to call when he was in like he just was there until he got out. But I did see the paperwork, but I still was kind of suspect. I was like,
Well, did everything line up?
everything did line up, but it was just like because it wasn't his natural thing. Like he would never go that many days without. So I figured something was going on, and so when I saw the paperwork, I was like, okay. I'm like, people can produce paperwork. But I work for the government, so I can look it up, and he was there. So
Okay, so did you continue to date
yeah,
him?
we dated like 5 years.
Okay. I was about to say the man who went through God knows what. At least give him another chance that he did what you asked him to do.
Man, I was just like, no. Mm-mm. I had to see the paperwork, and then I had to verify. I didn't tell him that I went and verified it, but I did.
I'm about to say he must not have known what you do for a living.
It was like, oh, okay, let me see. Okay. Let me verify this. And so
Well,
no,
I'm glad he was telling you the truth,
yeah, he's glad to.
because that's at least number three on a guy's scapegoat list. Oh, baby, I was locked up. My phone died. I didn't have no charge. I couldn't call. The jail one is like number three on the list of the go-to. Like you got to believe it type of
Right.
thing. If you don't see me for a couple days, that's what's happening.
No, wasn't happening. This next one, signs that you are wasting your time. They do not support you. I don't care what you have going on. They are not going to feed into it. They're not going to support you. They're not going to encourage you. None of it, because they really don't care. You really on your own in this relationship.
That's
If,
never good.
if it's a relationship, whatever you want to call it, you're on
It
your own.
sound like singularity to me.
Yeah. You could be having a birthday party, whatever. They're gonna make an excuse, and they are not gonna be there. Something is gonna always come up for them to be like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna make it. Oh, my mom got sick. I had to rush her here. Or if they have kids, they'll blame it on the kids.
Always, because you're gonna be understanding towards the kids.
My phone broke. My phone died. My my phone. I left my phone in my boy's car.
No, no, it's funny. My boy had my phone. That's where the numbers and stuff came from. That used to be a good one.
And it's
Nah,
just
such and such had my phone. I don't know who that is. He called her from the yeah. Hmm.
it's being selfish. It really is. But people don't care. People don't. They don't care about themselves. So why would they care about you? Especially if they know you're gonna fall for it and they done told you stuff and got over.
But that's the thing. It comes back to bite you later on. It may not. You may get away with it then, but trust me, later on, it comes back to haunt you, to get you. And you, I don't want to go through that. I'd rather just give you the choice and be upfront with you. You know, if you
Yes,
want to choose to stay. This is the BS I got going on. I showed you the good. Now here's the ugly side of me.
I
You
get
like it? Love me or leave me alone.
opinion set. People are we're just too old to be playing games. Just tell people what it is, and that's it. That's
No,
it.
Kenya,
Look,
they ain't too old.
this is what I'm
They
dealing with.
they
This
ain't
is
too old.
like if you want to stick around, stick around. If you don't, you don't. But this is what it is. And you give people the option if they want to hang around. I'll make them sign something, print something up and make them sign it. This is what I told you, and you're gonna say you're gonna be here anyway. I sign right here. All right.
Oh no, not giving out contracts in the beginning.
People get amnesia. They be like, no, we didn't have that conversation. Yes, we did. Record it. Yes, we did. We had this conversation. We did.
It's selective memory. It's the
Yeah.
correct term for it. They remember what they want to remember.
It's like you didn't hear nothing I said. So this is my question for those who are listening or will be kind and rewind is have you ever realized that someone was wasting your time? And if so, how did you handle it? What did you do? Did you just go along for the ride? Or did you bring it up and have a conversation with them? Or did you just start removing yourself or called it out like, dude, girl?
Well, like I said, with the prior to two females earlier, one I caught right in the beginning, and I'm glad that was dead from the beginning. Still friends, but the way that it was going to turn, yeah. And she knew I was like really into her.
Mm,
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. Yeah. The second one, that took a little bit of time before realizing, and we finally had a conversation. because I'm suggesting things for us to do. I'm PDA, I'm doing, all these different things. And I just felt like there was some friction, a wall, like a little bit up. You're not feeling the same way how I'm feeling about you. Hold on, pause. We need to talk because I can't be investing this time and my feelings into you, and you're not doing the same thing. You just it's not going to work if only one person is putting into this two-person relationship. So thank God I caught that, before I really got my feelings really got too involved with her. Now I think she'll move back to Georgia.
Kellex said maybe you knew, but it was still a good ride.
No, it wasn't that good because again, I mean, I was the one making the efforts. I was the one always going to her house. She lived maybe about 25, 35 minutes away. And, I would go to her house and spend the night. Wasn't nothing going on. We never did anything. And it was just too many times. And like, it should have been something going on the way that we were. It was just way too intimate for us not to have something going on. And that really drew a question, being patient, So, well, don't worry, she's still on layaway. Maybe one day she'll come back.
Wow. I don't know if his comment was for you or he was just saying it in general. Number 11. You have not met any of his friends or his family. He's not introducing you to no one. Nobody knows who you are.
Well, okay, this may be the only one I disagree with because I watch a show. Why are they hiding? Help, I'm in a secret relationship. And sometimes it's not that they're not into you, but they have other stuff going on. And it'd be good. It'd be good. So I really can't say because you haven't met his friends or family, there's has to be a reason why they haven't introduced you to their friends or family. And with seeing this show, number 11, I would probably have to disagree with because there is, you just never know.
And sometimes you meet the family and the friends, and they know that you have other stuff going on, and they just play along with it. They be like, oh, he come with somebody else, here she come with somebody else. Like, how many people you gonna bring over here? And they just go along with it because I've seen it with my brothers, and I'm just like, sometimes, sometimes I would be like, oh, you were here yesterday, and they'd be like, no, oh, I'm sorry, that was okay, somebody else. And then,
Ooh, they dry snitching on the low.
he'd be so mad, like, she just playing, she everybody. I'd be like, so yeah. So sometimes they will introduce you to their family and friends, and the family and friends already know how they get down, and they have other people that come by. But it's not the family and friends' place to tell you anything. So
Right. I had this one girl, real pretty girl. And, she was like out there. A lot of men, were definitely after her. And I think she introduced me to her family. Her family was like, oh, we've seen this, but you like him. Like, you really like him. Like, yeah. So obviously, her and her other friend, they had a reputation how they use guys, but she really was into me. I should have paid attention to the sign. She didn't use me. We just left it as being friends. And sometimes that's what you got to do.
Kelly said you can always feel it.
Yeah, I told you there's a feeling that you get, it's kind of like a men's intuition. If, there's like you feel cold, you feel something it's there. You may not be able to describe exactly what it is, but it's something is there.
Oh wait, did I do this one? You have independent future plans. Y'all not talking about doing anything together when it comes to plans. He may be even setting up to move to another state and you don't know nothing about it. He in for a job in a whole nother state. on his third interview and you have no idea. And you're like, wait a minute, but we together. How are you making these plans to move? And you have even discussed this with me yet. That lets you know that you are not included in his plans whatsoever.
Hey, that was an episode on Martin. Towards the last season, her and you, but both moved. They both took the jobs, didn't confront one another, and just miraculously was ending up in L.A. But yeah, that was an episode on Martin. Independent future plan. That also was on the show. The girl was planning to move back to her country, wherever she was from, and wasn't even letting the guy know that's what she wanted to do.
Well, I experienced it. I think I talked about it before on the show. Um, I was dating this guy, and he was going to Texas to interview for a job. Now, I didn't know he was going to Texas to interview. The last time he decided to go out of town, he decided to tell me, "Oh yeah, I'm going for an interview for my job," and I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, this is my." I think it was like his second or third interview, and I'm like, "When did you decide you was going to move to Texas? Like, what is this about?" So he goes to the interview, and he gets there, and we're texting back and forth, and I'm just like, "Just call me when you're done with everything. Just give me a call, or whatever." Or why are we texting? Like you in another town, you could call me when you're done. So he was like, okay, I'm gonna call you when I'm done. He never did call me, right? But I get a call later that night from a girl. It was from his phone, so I thought it was him. So I answered, and I'm just like, hello. And then she's like, hello. And I'm like, oh, is so and so there? This is his phone. And she was like, yep, he's here, but he's asleep. I was like, what? And I said, well, can I speak to him? She was like, nope, click. I was like, whoa. Then I called back, and of course, it went to voicemail, but she probably turned the phone off. So that morning, I was like, okay, I'm going to see what story he's going to come up with that morning. So that morning, he called me about 11, 12 o'clock. Yeah, my flight just got in, and, I ended up dropping my phone. And, I was like, oh, okay. I said, what? I got a call from your phone last night. And the girl said she was your girlfriend and you were there with her in Texas. He was like, what? Yeah, busted. Yeah.
Has to be more careful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but we're friends today.
That's good. Again, you weren't meant to be part of his life like that. You're just meant to be friends.
And I'm okay with that. Because he was just not that into me. And it's okay. He was juggling a lot.
I don't know why. I think that Lady ReShell is all that and then some. She is awesome, you guys.
That's just you, Rizal. I appreciate it. This one, they are not growing comparable to you. You're growing one way, and they may not be doing anything to grow, or y'all growing. And it's okay to do separate things to where they're growing in their area of maybe expertise and you're growing in your area. But this is a person that's not doing anything in the relationship to better themselves. They're not doing anything. It's like they looking at you while you doing everything, and they're like, oh, okay, I'm okay.
Well, just because they're not. Well, I'm trying to give them a benefit of the doubt that just because they're not doing anything doesn't mean that they're wasting your time. If anything, they're wasting their own time by not doing anything because they could be making a better version of themselves, whether it's going to school, educating themselves, or whatever the case. So if anything, they're not wasting your time, they're wasting their own time. So I don't know, I'm kind of on the fence with that one.
Kenya said you don't have to be careful. You just have to tell a person what your relationship is. It's not hard. It's simple.
But you want to look like the knight in shining armor. Like, if I have nobody, I'm here for you. So this is why they don't tell you, Kenya, Some boys and men, they're not going to tell you. So this is why we have these conversations. So you guys can take this knowledge, go back and understand. So when they tell you, you feel like it's like too good to be true. Like a lot of women wouldn't date me because they swore up and down I was married, and I wasn't like telling them my status. They didn't know that I was a widow. They knew from before that I was, and I tell them, no, I'm not married. They really didn't believe me. I had to go through that for like a good 2 years. It's like the first thing out of my mouth, during that time, if I try to talk to somebody, I'm a widow. I had to just disclose and put that instead of just, I'm trying to have good conversation. And aren't you married? Aren't you in a relationship? No, because they thought it was too good to be true that there's a handsome guy or whatever, and he's not married and he's not in a relationship. And it was so hard to date.
Was you still carrying yourself like a husband, Rizal?
No, I was just being me. I changed things up. If anything, I was just being a father. Me and Maddie was rolling out together. I was just being a father.
Kenya said life is too short to be playing games.
It is. But you got to roll with it. You got to take what can you do, Kenya?
Like, it's like
These games are they was here before we got here. They're going to be here well after when we're gone. The games will continue to be played. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Okay, so we have to do one more. I had 20, but I'm going to skip and go down to...
You had 20. What number are we on? You jumped all the way from 11 to 20?
No, we were on 14, so we were going into 15. I could go... Well, we don't have that much time, but number 20 is, they tell you, let's go with the flow. Let's just see what happens. Let's not have titles.
I could respect a woman who says that.
What woman says, let's go with the flow?
One of my best friends, she tells the men all the time, like, let's just go with the flow. It gives me time to get to know you and this and that. That's what she do. She used to tell me, just tell me you want to go with the flow. Like, don't just jump into any and everything. Just go with the flow. So yeah.
Women don't say, let's go with the flow. I would say maybe you do something. And so now that's a defense mechanism, like, okay, because it will be an easy out for me too. If we're just going with the flow and I see you acting crazy, yeah, let's go. I can leave because we have nothing. Yeah, no, I'm not going with the flow. If you have been watching me, excuse me, and we've been talking and you state your intentions, right? And it's up to me to be like, okay, yeah, but no, I'm not going with no flow. I'm just gonna tell you up front. Nope, ain't gonna do it.
Well, like I said, there are some women who say, let's just go with the flow.
I believe you. I believe those women may have some sort of trauma behind that.
Possibly, but I mean, I guess that's just another way of saying, let me test you out before I commit to anything. We'll just go with the flow.
On that note, Rizal, you want to give some words of wisdom?
Yes.
About signs they are wasting your time.
Yes. Allow that hard season to grow you. In time, you will see its purpose.
If you feel like somebody is wasting your time, recognize your worth. Set boundaries. Have an honest conversation, even if it's a hard conversation. And if so, walk away if necessary. Like Kenya said, life is too short. Time is valuable. Time is our currency, and you cannot get it back. You cannot get it back. All right, you guys. Thank you for tuning in to Warriors Talk. I want to recognize my sponsor, Gloria Dotson with Mary Kay. She's catering to all your beauty needs from head to toe. You can go to maryk.com/GDTDOTSON, which is my last name. I should not spell. And let her know that Warriors Talk sent you. I see. Hey, Marquita. Marquita just joined us and she typed a whole paragraph. But what do we say about paragraphs? You need to call in. But I'm gonna try to read it. She says, men get what they want, and if they don't like what they deserve. And if they don't like what they deserve, they don't even start a relationship. Ooh. Women date potential. Maybe we need to date patterns. And if a man's patterns don't align with your values, your goals, and ambitions, are they wasting your time? More importantly, are you wasting your time? Ooh, I feel like snapping after that. Like, snap, snap, snap. And on that note, we're going to end the show. I appreciate your comment. Marquita, thank you for joining in. I think we lost Rizal. I don't know what happened to him. But it seems like he left. But Warriors Talk is always looking for guests. You guys, if you want to be a guest on the show, please inbox me at warriorstalk1@gmail.com and let me know that you want to share your journey. It could be a healing journey. It doesn't necessarily have to be a cancer journey. And don't forget to go register for NBCC's Advocate Leadership Summit. Today is the last day that you can submit for the scholarships and also Project Lead, which is taking place in August. Registrations stay open until August 25th. All right, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Warriors Talk with author and founder Lady ReShell, where we are changing lives one warrior at a time.
Thank you for listening to this week's edition of Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell. To find out more about Warriors Talk, follow at Warriors Talk, the number 1, on all social media outlets, and Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell on YouTube. Please join us next week and every Monday evening at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on intellectualradio.com for Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell, where we encourage, educate, and empower you into action.